Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Rise of the Empire Territory Battles video guide. Now it's been a while since I've done a video showing how I full cleared Sector 1 and I'm back in Sector 2 attempting a full clear. The reason why it took me so long to make this video is I've been trying to find a way there on the dark side on the Geonosis to find a way to beat the fleet mission. I was trying many things. It was the last thing I wasn't able to quite beat. Still didn't find a workable solution. I'll show you the battles that one of the battles I've been trying to attempt that kind of shows you the idea behind it, but definitely was not able to do it. So while this is called a full clear video, technically I guess was not a full clear because I didn't clear the fleet mission, but I don't know exactly what plans are for that fleet mission anyway by CG, because whatever fleet they provided, more or not, they just get smashed. So just that out of the way, just to let you know, and otherwise let's start. There'll be YouTube chapters below if you want to skip through to a particular planet and battle. So here we are in Sector 2, so I'll just start here in the Geonosis with the ground battles first, and I'll do the fleet at the end. Obviously, I wasn't able to complete that one just to show you the attempt that I did. So just first kick off here. This is the Reek mission, I believe. So on this one, I've just been usually running trench with separatists. Really, the best use of trench for me has been territory battles. I can, with this team, clear all 3 sectors quite easily. So while trench may be not that useful in territory wars and even less useful in Grand Arena, he's actually pretty good here in territory battles. Anyway, obviously because of the mechanics there, the debuff that we got applied, we can't assist, we can't gain bonus turn meter, so no point in dishing out weapon tech. What happens sometimes when they do defeat one of my guys, then I would apply weapon tech on them, because when they get revived with what's there, then they'll be able to obviously shake off the debuff and start assisting and gaining bonus turn meter. Pretty straightforward affair here, kind of going after the Geos first. Django there obviously can ignore the taunts, spreading the extortion and everything, getting the stuns and shocks. You quite quickly get control of these Geos. And after we burn down the Geos, we go all out on Reek here. It can't do a whole lot. Fun fact, you can actually extort Reek. There you go, just extorted him. But yeah, as you can see, pretty straightforward here. Trench really good here with the Separatists versus Reek. Then we're moving on to the next mission, which is Acklay. For these ones, I'm using Inquisitors. Now, even before having a Reva unlocked, Inquisitors was still pretty good here. Obviously, Reva just makes it even easier. Acklay, for the most part, just gets out its initial attack, and then you just burn it down before it gets another turn. And yeah, it's very, very quick and easy. Oh, it was able to get another hit there. Sometimes it does, sometimes not. It doesn't matter. Like, Inquisitors really quickly burn through Acklay without any issues. And then we are moving on to the Nexu mission. So this one, I've been using Supreme Kylo Ren before. However, Kylo is needed in the mix zone for the cheese in the young Lando mission, which I'll show later. So then I started using Lord Vader now here recently because of that. Pretty straightforward affair. We just get debuffs out, go into Merciless, and you know, these guys will fall apart pretty quickly. Summon the droid, why not? Because we have him, might as well bring him in. Slapped a fracture on Geo Brute, so it can't do a whole lot. And we're just gonna go through. They're starting dying off from damage over times, and now we're heading into the next wave to face the Nexu, which again will burn down very quickly. Let's get some damage over times done. I'm gonna go ahead, go here into Merciless with the Darth Vader. Let's see if we can get more damage over times, and then we'll just chuck the blade. Almost got him. Let's see if we can get a couple of assists in here. Got him in the red. One more hit and Nexu should go down now any moment. There we go. Very quick, very easy here with Lord Vader versus Nexu. Then we've got the Geo mission. Now for this mission, I've done a detailed guide on modding and strategy. So if you're looking for that one, there'll be a link in the description below to my SWGOH Life website where you can go ahead and have a look. Just to make this video short as possible, I'm not showing off the mods here. I don't want you to be here watching this for 2 hours. You just have to survive the opening sequence here with Geos. You have to have them modded for like health protection and critical damage on your Geospy. And after the opening sequence you survive, then you can get the ball rolling. Still, these guys, they do gain like bonus turn meter whenever like they fall below certain health thresholds. Then one of their allies get a resilient defense, so still a little bit annoying to deal with, but once we get rolling, you know, we should be good to go here. I lost by Geo Brute again, so it can get dicey at times, scary, but somehow, as long as I remod as per my guide, I kind of am always able to complete this mission. But otherwise, yeah, it's one of those missions where, you know, it feels like it's a bit tougher than it should have been. But anyway, we're just gonna go through taking care of the partisans first, then we'll go after rebels. And then into the wave 2, we gotta be obviously there cautious that they don't stack too many stacks of entertainment, because then they'll become very hard to kill, especially Kanan. I like to go after Rex first, just so, you know, he does need his form up and boost turn meter to the team. Wasn't quite big enough hit there to finish him off. So let's go ahead. I like to get the taunt up here with Sanfak, just because like Ezra, he'll just be one-shotting your Geo Brute. So just with Sanfak there, we're getting another tank that's a little bit more durable than Geo Brute that can take a hit as well. After Rex is down, we'll switch over to Partisan Fighter. We'll just keep going. Okay, here comes Ezra. There you go, if that would be Geo Brute would have been nuked there by Ezra. That's why I like to get as well their double taunt once I get into the wave 2. I'm going to go ahead and dispel their taunt, see if we can finish off Partisan Fighter finally. Put him down, he's now in the yellow. Let's see if we can get Ezra out with a big hit. Not quite, I didn't want to waste that big hit on Partisan Fighter because he was in the red, finished off. So once you're at this point, you're good to go. You just constantly have to make sure you have ability blocks on these guys at all times, because if not, when they use special abilities, they gain a stack of entertainment, same as you do, which amongst other things gives stacking health as well, and then Kanan becomes so tanky, he becomes impossible to kill. But eventually, you do get him down, Spy stacks up enough damage to one-shot him. So that's now for the ships mission. As mentioned before, that's the one mission I was not able, it's a full clear technically, I guess you could say it's not, but anyway, we all know that this mission is impossible. But otherwise with this fleet, I've been getting kind of a good starts here. It's just trying to get enough dodges then with TIE Defender to come out is a problem. And the reason for that is that Geo Soldier, from his unique, he will grant 10% accuracy to each for each Geonosian's ally, which means that all of Geos have 30% accuracy, which almost completely offsets was it around 40% evasion that TIE Defender has. That's why here it's so difficult to actually, there you go, TIE Defender just got one shot there, for TIE Defender to get a dodge train. But the idea here is, as long as you get enough dodges, you can win. But like I said, I've tried this team like I think 6-7 times, and I just never get enough dodges. This is probably about an average battle there for you. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe a future capital ship will be the answer. But for now, let's go ahead and leave the planet of Geonosis and head over to Felucia and knock out the missions here. We'll kick off with the young Lando mission, as mentioned before. That's where Supreme Leia Karen is now. Again, I've done a detailed guide how to complete this mission, so this is just like a quick run through of all the missions, how I'm able to get a full clear here in the Sector 2. We're gonna get a stun on Imperial Officer. Okay, then we gotta get turned over to Kylo, and we're going to go ahead stun Range Trooper. Now, if you've seen my guide, you will know how this one goes. You do not want to stun Stormtrooper, you do not want to dispel his taunt, you have to let him taunt, and then anytime you hit him with his unique, he's removing turn meter from your guys, and with Supreme Kylo Ren in there from his unique, whenever Darkside allies, they lose turn meter, they gain 10% max health and max protection. And that's how you kind of cheese things. You constantly make sure Stormtrooper has a taunt, you're hitting him, and then you stack up so much health and protection that these guys simply cannot kill you. Like Kylo Ren and Mask, anytime he's hit, he's recovering 8% of his health, and once his health pool is so high, he just becomes unkillable. So then you can take up all this wave of big attacks from Iden to begin with. There we go, barely a scratch. Look at all these big hits. Color Mask is so thick at this point, they just can't get through him at all. He's got like millions and millions of health and protection. One thing to mention here, in wave 2, you don't need to anymore cheese Stormtrooper. You can actually kill him off, dispel the taunt, because at certain point in wave 1, you kind of reach a limit of health and protection, and even though it's stacking, it doesn't stack infinitely, it kind of gets stuck at some point. So here actually in second wave, you feel free to knock out Stormtrooper if you do want to knock him out, but he's very durable, very hard to get down, but at least you can dispel his taunt and things like that. But otherwise, you can see pretty straightforward. They were not even able to burn through half of Kylo Ren's protection, let alone his health. And that's how you can cheese your way through in the Lando mission with Supreme Kylo Ren. Moving on to the Hondo mission. Now for this one, I started using Rey because I have to use Lord Vader there versus Nexu. Rey can get a job done, but it takes a while because this team doesn't really have a whole lot of damage. And then especially in wave 2, the enemies are a lot more tanky. I like to bring in Rey Jedi training so she can dispel the taunt, so you can get around the taunt. And as well, she's got healing immunity that cannot be resisted and cleansed, which obviously helps you finishing off these guys, because both them and us, because of the modifier here, we are gaining heal over time. So then everybody's constantly healing up. So then healing immunity that Rey Jedi training applies just helps a little bit here, taking these guys down. Otherwise, trying to keep Imperial Officer under control. He's got a big AoE, heading into ultimate, barely a scratch. Couple of whirlwinds, still barely a scratch. As you can see, this battle I think takes about 20-25 minutes. That's why I'll be speeding up quite a lot. But as you can see, we got the officer down. We're still kind of everybody in good health. There, that's why we got baby Padawan Cal in there, just to constantly keep healing up. As mentioned, Rey Jedi training there for dispel, healing immunity, and then Ben Solo there for the nice combo that he got going with Rey. But otherwise, as you can see, we're just going through these guys one at a time. They're a little bit healing up, but eventually, you know, you have to each can take like I think 2 or 3 whirlwinds before they get down. And once you just down last to the commander, I like to cheese here a little bit. I'm just taking my time, not putting healing immunity on him, just to try and stack up as much bonus protection I can with Rey before heading into the next wave. Now these guys are very durable, and you know, they do pack a punch out of the gate. That's why going into ultimate with Rey straight away. So we can take the initial barrage. Hondo, he's neutral, so he doesn't benefit from Rey. I really wish that neutral characters would have like synergy with both Dark and light side Galactic Legends, because otherwise Hondo here is just a bit random. He doesn't have synergy with any sort of team that you use at all. Barely a tickle, ultimate, whirlwinds, another ultimate, not making any progress whatsoever. Same thing as before, trying to go after these guys first. Keep a ranged trooper under control because he's constantly giving protection up on everybody. Almost got him down, more protection up, more healing. Yeah, so this battle takes a while, but eventually you do get through them. You do take them down with ranged trooper, Imperial Officer down. Then, you know, things become a lot more manageable. You still have to be wary of Tarkin's AoE. It can do some big damage as well. So just check his abilities a little bit. Try to time your ultimate whenever he's got an AoE ready to go. There we go. Finally, just down to Tarkin. Hit autoplay. And after about 25-minute long battle, finally took down the mission. And let's move on to the mixed one. So here we do have, I still have Sith Eternal team to be used. Now I think also you can just get this without Sith Eternal, because you can see I'm actually using Palpatine lead. It's really enough Palpatine, Mara, and some tanks. And once Palpatine gets his Terminator train rolling with Mara, enemy can't do a whole lot, but because I still had Sith Eternal available, I did slot him in. But again, you don't need to, if you want to Sith Eternal somewhere else, you can, you don't need him for this actual mission. Drain, hardly did anything. Again, same as in the other missions, guys are very durable, so I'll be speeding up the footage. The idea here is you spread a shock on everybody, and then Emperor Palpatine is just getting so much bonus turn meter from his basic attack that he's just looping, and then you constantly use the ability that deals like with the 5 or 10% health damage to everybody, so that also helps with the damage a little bit. And we are now on to the final wave. Again, similar like first wave, just kind of spread the shocks and then let Emperor Palpatine and Mara run the turn meter train. On these guys, you can see Sith Eternal didn't make any progress towards his ultimate. Again, you don't even need him here. He just, I guess, a little bit helpful to put a pre-taunt on your tanks if you're using tanks that do not have pre-taunt. Otherwise, same strategy as before, spreading the shock and then just let Emperor Palpatine go to town with his turn meter train, constantly using basing, getting a bunch of bonus turn meter, make sure they're stunned. You can apply stagger to push back turn meter on them. Again, using let the hate flow to do max health damage as well, so that helps a little bit here, burning down these guys a bit faster. And now we are moving on to the mission where we have to use Jabba. As you can see, I do not have you know, the like Kersanta and Leia and those guys, just because for me they are at relic 5, just at the unlock requirements for Jabba the Hutt. So here we need a relic 6 units. That's why I'm just using kind of the other bounty hunters that I do have at relic 6 or above that I can actually use here. What happens in all cases, everybody except Cad Bane and Jabba die off. The reason why Cad Bane can survive, it's because with Jabba, right, he's constantly stacking mastery on his guys, on his allies, and then Cad Bane's mastery is evasion, so he stacks up so much mastery, so much evasion, that at some point he's just dodging everything left and right. At this point you can see they're still landing a hit or two, but at some point we'll have so much evasion that they just won't be able to hit him. There we go, he's just dodging now pretty much everything at this point. They got a couple of hits on them. Let's just throw the bombs out. Okay, there we go. Come on, Cad Bane, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. There we go. There we go. Contract triggered. And there we go. It's a total dodge fest at this point. Just basically just constantly using basic from Jabba, because that's how you'll get the fastest to your ultimate. And then you can just obviously insta-kill these guys one at a time with the Rancor. Range Trooper going down first, so he stops dishing out protection up to everybody else. And from here on out, I just basically auto basic until you get the ultimate, take it off auto basic, kill a unit, again hit auto basic, and these guys will just basically carry the battle for you. There we go, and almost down, just one more here to go. So for the final one, I like to save the ultimate. I just defeat him there with the thermal detonators, so then I have ultimate ready to go for the start of wave 2, which then allows us just to insta-kill Range Trooper out of the gate before Range Trooper even gets a turn. From here on out, it's going to be basically same as wave 1. You most likely will lose everybody here if you're using this kind of watered down bounty hunter team without Kersanta and Leia. But maybe even those guys can't survive, I know. So in most cases, you're just down there again to Cad Bane and Jabba. Hey, this time I was even able to keep Greedo alive. So we got one more mission on Felucia. So this is the fleet one. So this one I'll just be using Executor. It's a pretty straightforward affair. I mean, like if you platoon Razor Crest or something, you can also do it with IG starting over Razor Crest, as I think I've shown in one of the other videos I've done before. And this one I had all of them available, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start going after Vader. Let's go ahead, put mark on him, and now we can go ahead and target him. Hopefully get him down. They're quite durable, quite fast, but you know, eventually we'll get them down. Okay, they're healing up a little bit. We're going to bring our first reinforcement, which is going to be Slave 1. Just targeting Bomber just to land that ability blocked, and then I will turn my attention back over to TIE Advanced, get an assist in here. TIE Advanced is down, so at this point, you know, things are in good shape because TIE Advanced is kind of, I think, really their main damage dealer. I'm going to go ahead there, heal up. We got our contract triggered. So we got now locked target locks and breach on the enemy. So now we got permanent taunt over on Houndstooth, bringing in IG, finishing off their TIE Fighter, and I'm just to go ahead and finish off TIE Interceptor. They got the ultimate out, you know, because they are durable and tanky, so we were not able to finish them all off quite fast enough, but now we just have to finish off one remaining ship. And we got all the missions done here on Felucia, so we can now go and move on to Bracca. So for Bracca, let's just start off here with the Cere and the Cal mission. I've done a guide on how to do this with Baby Cal or with Jedi Cal already. I'm not going to go through in detail here. But on that, you don't need Omicrons on Cal to do this. Now I do have Omicron on his, is it like Whirlwind Slam ability or whatever it's called. I did put Omicron on him because I was hoping by do that I don't have to remod. But still, when I tried to do it without remodding, I had a bad RNG run and I lost. So looks like you still need to remod for this one, even if you got Omicrons. I don't know. It's still one of those missions there. If they just decide to not spread their damage, they just go all out on one unit, can still be tricky. Omicron helps a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's like a lifesaver where, you know, you just go in with whatever mods you have and you just smash buttons. You still have to be a little bit mindful of what you're doing and make sure you've got enough speed and health and protection in your guys so they can survive. But also, yeah, you've probably seen the guide already. You know how it is. You just build up 30 stacks so you can then insta-kill the main threat, which in first wave is one of the Purge Trooper. And then in second wave, obviously second sister, she should be the one that goes down first. Okay, let's go ahead. We can go and dispel the taunt there, and then we'll just keep going. There we go. Okay, we just have to survive a couple of more turns with Cal, and we should be able to knock out second sister. So you can see they're putting a lot of damage there on Cal, and I'm going to go ahead and use this ability. So this is where Omicron kicks in, gives us health recovery protection as well as protection up, just boosting survivability a bit. So, you know, it does help a little bit, but again, I still had to remod for this one. It wasn't just like, oh, I slap Omicron on him and now I can just auto this. There we go, we got second sister down, and as soon as second sister down, you know, you are in a good shape here. Just need to finish off Purge Trooper, and you will complete the special mission and contribute to unlocking Zepho for the guild. So let's move on to the next one, just a standard light side mission. So for this one, I have Leia now unlocked, so I've been using her. So I'm just using, I like to use this team with Captain Rex, R2, Drogon, and CLS. Obviously we got the days and everything, we got these spells, we got stuns in here. So it's quite easy to keep these guys under control. Also Drogon, he's got stuns on his basic during his turn. CLS has stuns on his basic on enemies with defense down. So it's kind of the overall strategy, just keep stunning, keep everybody stun locked so they can't do a whole lot. We got our ultimate out. Remember, we have to burn through the endless ranks, which like gives them five revives shared across the team. And same thing in wave 2. So we got Crosshair in this one. He's also here Imperial Trooper, so he as well gets to benefit from the revives. But otherwise, same thing as before, just try to keep those stuns coming in, you know, try to keep them stun locked, unload the ultimate when ready to land the fracture. We can ignore the taunts pretty much, so we don't have to worry about anyone taunting at all, just kind of going around, spreading the damage, and, you know, just hit auto at some point. Once things are under control, Leia there taking care of business. Then we've got a Jedi mission on Bracca. So for this one, I'm mostly using Jedi Master Luke lead. We're just gonna go start off with an AoE. And I like to bring in General Skywalker in here just because whenever he crits during his turn, he increases the cooldowns. So that's why I'm constantly calling him for assist, that I'm feeding bonus turn meter to General Skywalker so he gets as many turns as possible. And then constantly checking cooldowns on the enemies, because remember here, what they can do whenever they use special ability, they call allies for an assist. So if you're constantly wrecking their cooldowns, it means they won't be able to use special abilities, which means they don't call allies to assist. And as well, whenever they deal damage, they also stack their damage. So we're just kind of slowing down their damage while we are working down their revives. Also, the middle ability from Jedi Must Look increases cooldowns on the target enemy as well, so that can help you a little bit here with managing the cooldowns on the enemies. And we're going into the second wave. Ninth Sister. Now she's not Imperial Trooper Ninth Sister, so she doesn't get the benefit of revives. So you know, you can just go after her first, take her down, and then work on the rest. You don't need to worry about her reviving. That's why I'm just kind of gunning her down, trying to finish her off. And now it's pretty much rinse and repeat of wave 1, constantly feeding Terminator to John Skywalker so he gets to wreck cooldowns as many times as possible. And the other guy just kind of supporting him, spreading buffs, healing, dispelling, calling for assist and everything. At this point, we're good to go, hit autoplay, and we finished here Jedi mission on Bracca. We got another mission, another generic light side one. So for this one, I still have Kenobi available. We're going to start off first by putting damage immunity on General Kenobi, so he can take the initial barrage of attacks. And we'll worry about obviously commanders, because you know, resetting cooldowns at this point immediately at the start of the battle on Commander Ahsoka Tano, so she can insta kill somebody, is kind of pointless almost, because they have revives anyway. So I think it's more important to make sure that your General Kenobi does not get damage in the opening wave from all those assists. I also like to use in here Jedi Knight Anakin and Padme, just because whenever General Kenobi drops below 50% health, then Anakin gets a bonus turn, he can smack his AoE, giving you protection up, then Padme can come in with a heal, just helping you a little bit, keep your General Kenobi alive, hopefully for the whole of the battle, because if you do lose him here in wave 1 already, it's gonna be a tough one. There you go, finally got through all of them, for all the revives, just down to Stormtrooper left, and there we go. Make sure that your cooldowns, that your abilities are off cooldowns when you do go into next wave, so you can again use all of them to give you advantage. There we go. Now second sister, she's not Imperial Trooper, so we can actually insta-kill her, get her out. We hit the high ground, and at this point we are kind of in a good shape. We got ability blocks on one of the Purge Troopers, so we could then focus on the others. Obviously we do not have John Skywalker here to increase cooldowns on the enemies, but hopefully, you know, here we should be good to go. There we go. Again, that bonus turn, the synergy between Jedi Anakin and Padme really helping out. Once I'm out of revives, I just kind of hit autoplay and you should be good to go, really. These guys can't do a whole lot at this point anymore. Just down to a Stormtrooper, and that will be a win as well, which only now leaves us with the fleet mission on Bracca to complete this video. In this one, using Profundity. Yeah, but even Profundity you think is going to be straightforward. This mission is always a bit, it's always a bit sketchy, but somehow, yeah, you win. But it can happen, like I hit autoplay at one point and I thought I'm going to win and I got smashed. So definitely, I think it's, you know, if you do want to clear it, definitely manually play this one. I like to go after side first, just that we stop all these, there's stacks of formations, and as well that they don't get mark Imperial TIE fighters whenever they have 4 sides. As you can see how they're very tanky, very durable, and they hit pretty hard. There we go, they only burn through my Y-Wing, and as soon as Y-Wing gets a turn, it will be destroyed. Anyway, let's get that 4 set off, and going to go and go after Vader there, because we had 4 set on site. Now I'm gonna turn my attention to side, see if we can finish it off. Alright, there goes my Y-Wing. Thing not looking too good, but remember we did bring in Phantom as the first reinforcement, which allows us to bring back-to-back reinforcements whenever Profundity gets a turn. There we go, so we got Scythe down, we can just let it be. Gonna bring in here Biggs, just that we get another tank in here, get a target lock, we can now use special ability, call somebody for an assist, even though it was a dodge, but we'll just go through. We have to get Vader down as quickly as we can. Okay, they're doing their best, smacking the AoE. There you go, Scythe goes down, Biggs goes down. Think I'm not looking too great right now, but hopefully we got ult. Yeah, there we go, we got ult ready. Let's go ahead and complete it, and now we just have to finish off the remaining ships. It's definitely always a bit messy. This battle is not as clean as you would think, just because these guys are so durable. It takes a while to burn through them. So it's really a race to the ultimate, and once you pull off ultimate, you can go ahead and finish them off. And there you go, guys, that's all for today's video, just showing you how I guess, sort of full cleared here in Sector 2, ignoring the fleet mission there on Geonosis. We'll have to wait and see with that mission. Maybe the next capital ship, if it's dark side, will be the solution for it, but in the meantime I'll keep testing, and obviously if I am ever lucky enough to complete it, I will share that video separately. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in Sector 3 full clear video. That one's coming, I don't know, in the coming weeks or so. I'm almost there as well with full clearing Sector 3, and then we will actually start working towards Sector 4 videos as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.